And so I'm gonna take you guys now to a forest a couple miles west of the East Borough of the Twin Cities. This area is known as the Wildwood. It is a very large, sprawling expanse of trees that extends between the East Borough and Woodhollow. This is terrain that is sometimes rocky and has a lot of cliff sides, but ultimately it's just a hilly path through the forests. Anyways, at this time, all we see is an ornately painted green and yellow cart making its way through these woods. Driving the cart is a very elderly-looking gnome man with a beard that hangs down past his knees. He wears some goggles that have the carcasses of bugs splattered up against them. And as this cart makes its way through the woods, on the back of it we see a symbol. This is a fist raised up, and on either side of the fist, two high elven ears. And then we see this cart pull into Woodhollow. But this is not Woodhollow as you guys know it. This is Woodhollow 30 years prior to the campaign. We see several shops in Woodhollow. Notably, there's a stable, there's some kind of chain store opening. We see a merchant, a very fat-looking halfling man, pulling up a sign that says Verlinese something up onto the storefront. There's a bookstore owned by a mother and her son, and we also see various merchants leaving out of an inn that doubles as a bar. But what's really the focus of the town today is a fighting ring that's been erected in the center of the town square. In it we see a dwarf wrestling a halfling, and pins it down, the bell rings, and some money is exchanged in the audience. Somewhere in the background we see this cart pull up behind the crowd. And the door swings open, and out of it steps a very tall-looking halfling man. This guy is a little bit older. He has some gray in his hair, and you see him turn back with this high elven face that looks a little bit similar. And he calls back, "Oh, it's a good day for a fight, wouldn't you say, boys?" And we hear a small voice go, "Oh yeah, I'm really excited to see you go." Big Constantine, what do you say from inside of this cart?
Nothing at all.
Alright, your father looks up at the driver of the cart and goes, "Thank you, OB, for another pleasant ride. Alright, come on boys, hop on out, the day's not getting any younger." And we see a little boy hop out of the cart, and he looks a lot like Big Constantine, except he's very small. This is Lil Constantine, Big Constantine's little brother. He looks very much like him, and he wears a little fighting uniform that wears that same kind of green and yellow, seemingly the family colors of the house. And then we also see somewhere in the cart, I don't know what he's doing yet, a much younger Big Constantine. What are you doing?
Step out.
Alright, you step out, and as you step out of the cart, your mother grabs behind you. She goes, "Oh, son, before you leave," she reaches into her pouch. She pulls out a little cake that she made you. She said, "Just for good luck." She passes you this little cake. And your father kind of beckons you both down this cart, and he says, "Alright, well, I know Big Constantine, my firstborn child, that this is something we've been looking forward to quite some time, you to finally show your worth in Woodhollow. But I'm going to leave it to you, to be honest. There's a registrar up front," and he points over towards this ring that's a couple feet away from you in the center of town. You see a fat-looking man is doing some paperwork with people who are prospecting to fight this day. And he looks at you and goes, "They're probably going to ask you some just things you're used to. Just be sure that you guide your brother through it. He's trading after all." And little Constantine kind of tugs at your uniform and goes, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna be better than you one day. I'm gonna kick your ass, man. Oh yeah, I'm gonna fuck you up. Don't even worry about it." So he kind of tugs you a little bit, and your father helps your mother down from the cart. And he goes, "Alright, well, I'm gonna go and buy your mother a drink. Just be sure after the fight, look for this symbol in the ground." And he takes his hand and he kind of draws a symbol in the dirt, the same fist with two high elf ears on either side of it, and goes, "I'm gonna leave this symbol out front of whichever bar we're at. You guys make me proud today." And he kind of leaves your mother. And you guys see OB kick back a little bit. What are you doing? Sure thing.
We have to do paperwork, or is paperwork done?
You have to do some paperwork, yeah.
Alright.
Awesome. Alright.
Alright, little Constantine, let's go.
Alright, man, let's do it!
Let's go, little Constantine.
Alright.
We gotta fill out some paperwork and answer some questions.
Alright, so we see these two notably young men walk through Woodhollow. They come up to the registrar's table. And right as they're about to get to the front, we hear someone go, "Oh, what the fuck?" And we see a balding little gnome. This is also a familiar face, but he looks much younger. He goes, "Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. You think you can just cut the fucking line here? Who do you think you are?"
You know, that's where I come from. How do you get out of here? You would be somewhere far, far away from the public eye, you dirty little...
Alright, go ahead and roll me an intimidation check. Wow. So this, somehow, even though this gnome is several feet shorter than you, he looks down on you a little bit. And he goes, "Oh, you're gonna call me something, call me by my name. My name is Zapparo Chestnut Jr. You can call me Jimmy, though." He shakes your hand.
Big Constantine, and also little Constantine.
"Oh, Big Constantine, is it? Well, it's a good thing I'm here to talk to you then, because, well, you ought to know there's somebody new coming in today. There's, personally, I think you ought to give him the benefit of the doubt here. There's some orphan. He, apparently has been at several fights. He, really has, I don't know, it's some kind of weird liking to you with something. He wants to really kick your ass today, though, and I think I'm gonna give him the publicity he wants. But the reason I'm bringing this up to you, though, is he wants to fight under a pseudonym. He wants to go by the name Bigger Constantine."
Fucking poser.
And then little Constantine looks up at you and goes, "Holy shit! He named himself after you? That guy must like you a whole lot!" And then you just hear somebody step in a puddle behind you. And you blink, and suddenly Wilbis stepped in a puddle behind you. And that was 30 years ago. And we are now a couple miles, and well, not miles yet. We're a couple of hours in our journey from the East Borough on the way to Woodhollow. We are eastbound at this point. We're going through the woods. Is anybody doing anything preliminarily as we're walking? Observe? Alright, yeah, just go ahead and give me a perception check or an investigation check, whichever you want to do, I guess, whichever's higher. 11? Okay. Are you looking for anything in specific, just threats in general?
No, just a general...
Yeah. Okay, so as you're looking around, right now it's about 4 p.m., the weather is suddenly starting to become fall, or at least it seems quite sudden. There's a little chill in the air. For reference, the seasons in this world reflect the ones that we're living right now. So it just kind of is a weird scale thing where they pass by much quicker. So even though you guys have only known each other for several days, the seasons are starting to change. Anyways, though, fall is in full effect. You see that there are several leaves falling already on this very well-maintained path. This is just generally a rural part of the world. There's some farms that you all pass by, but it's just small households and whatnot. There doesn't seem to be a very dominant police force right now. It's more or less just traveling. Is anybody else doing anything?
Knife tricks.
Knife tricks? Alright, so Eowyn, as you're doing these knife tricks, go ahead and roll me a d12. You guys are walking as the sun is setting here. It's approaching 5 o'clock, and it's getting a little bit colder. You guys are loosely 10 hours on foot away from Woodhollow, by the way. 11. Okay. So, let's see here. 11. Okay, that's interesting. Wilbis and Big Constantine, go ahead and give me perception checks, both of you all. Ivarn, go ahead and roll me a d20, not anything. 16? 5. Okay. All right. So as you all are walking, you're having this little discussion about maybe finding a place to stay sometime soon. You all see a raven overhead. This raven seems to be particularly terrible. Wilbis, as you're looking at it, it seems quite muscular, almost bred to be in a fighting ring. It seems genetically engineered for combat, essentially. It's flying the same way that you guys are walking. I'll say that it did approach from south. You see this raven just fly over top of you. It doesn't seem to make any particular note of you all, but you do make note of it. Big Constantine, go ahead and give me a history check. Just one more time. I'm assuming, Wilbis, you probably bring this to everybody's attention. Yeah. 11. It does look familiar. Can't really tell you much else other than that. It's been about 3 hours of travel. We have, loosely, I guess, 9 to go. There's going to be 2 hours before it gets dark. Big Constantine, where you've been living for a while, is about 3 hours from here. Otherwise, though, you guys are welcome to figure out situations on your own.
Guys, you can't make it to a quite humble abode. But it's quite humble.
Could you elaborate on this?
Well, it's humble in appearance, perhaps not in what lies within. What's in it? You know, just some stuff. Maybe some stuff I own that belongs to me. Or what do you want? It's not that much.
Wait, what do you mean? I thought you were well off.
It's in a bank, of course.
Y'all go ahead and give me perception checks, the three of you guys. Or maybe insight. 17. Okay, yeah. This seems like he probably has a hidey hole nearby. Some kind of place where he stores shit. Is that where you guys are heading?
Yeah, let's go.
Alright,
Get us off the road.
perfect, yeah. So you guys are walking, and eventually the sun does set, and the sky becomes red, and then purple, and then black. And Big Constantine leads the way to an area where the forest becomes a bit more of just a rocky cliffside. And down this cliffside, you guys are all able to see a little bit more of the general area you guys are in. So Woodhollow and the forest surrounding it is pretty much governed by several, like, rich families. So there are a couple of castles scattered throughout it, but mostly it's still that same farmland. The land has a history of various, like, occult practices. There are some rumors that there's, like, dark magic in the area and stuff like that. But it is a very slow-paced area compared to the areas where you guys have been in already. But like I said, Big Constantine leads you all to this cliffside. It is a little bit dark. So Big Constantine, go ahead and give me an investigation check with advantage. Normally you wouldn't have to check for this at all, but just because there's no light coming from your cave, I can't let you do it just automatically. All right, cool. Big Constantine guides you guys down a small pathway that cuts off from the road, exactly like you guys were hoping for. He takes you about 10 minutes off of the road down this cliffside, and eventually you guys come to a place where the rock opens up. Now this path ends at a small precipice that overlooks a valley. So everybody go ahead and give me perception checks one more time. This is just what you see as you look out into that kind of area. Okay. Wilbis, what did you get? 10? Okay. Damn. All right. So you three, you can't really see anything over the smog, but Eowyn having the half-elf eyes and being a little bit on the younger side, you think you see several columns jutting out of a hill somewhere in the distance, some kind of ruin perhaps. But anyways, Big Constantine, you're at the entrance to your abode. Do you welcome them in?
I first stand up from the dragon. Guys. Please. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Don't take anything. I allow them in.
He beckons you guys into this cave. And when he said humble abode, he was not kidding. And you guys see what seems to be a very lived-in space, nonetheless. This is a very dank, damp, decrepit hole. And I did not mean to use that much alliteration, but those are good words to describe it. Nonetheless, scattered throughout, there are piles of gold. You all see relics from God knows where. Some of these relics you don't even think that are anything Big Constantine would really have any business having. There's like gold lace panties and shit, just stuff he wouldn't really use. It just seems like a pack rat area of sorts. There's clothes on the ground. Some of them are a little bit more old than others. There's some memorabilia from old times, a lot of it covered in dust, but this is just a hoard. Is there anything else that they see that I...
That's about it. Maybe they see my little sleeping area.
Yeah, there's probably
Where I've been living.
a little blanket on the ground somewhere. Maybe some kind of like sack of flour or some shit that he rests his head on. But this is where Big Constantine has been living for the better part of 2 decades. And you all are in the most reflective part of his mind. So is there anything you guys are doing? It's about, at this point, probably 8 or 9.
What's with all this,
Bigg,
all this
what's going
stuff
on?
strewn about? Why don't you
Just my
sell it?
It's just my thing.
Why don't you sell it? What about all this gold
It
around?
has some sentimental value.
All this
All
gold?
of the gold panties?
All of it. All of it. Especially the gold penny.
Can you explain the gold panties?
Can you explain what? What's going on down
No
here?
gold penny. We can't talk about gold pennies. We can talk about everything else. Fucking gold pennies.
Okay,
Those are especially.
explain everything else.
Where's the couch? This might have belonged to my now deceased family.
The gold panties.
The gold pennies. No.
Wait.
Those are mine.
Did something happen to your family that we should know about?
They're dead. They've been killed.
Did they take the couch with them?
It was a tragedy
Who killed
that we
them?
might have to.
Who killed them?
Was it?
We're in the area of where I used to live currently. And beyond here is my ancestral home. And it was once a very large estate. And my family was very prosperous. However, now, after they died, my home has been burnt. This is all I have.
Who burnt your home?
Give yourself inspiration when you get a chance. Continue.
It's my biggest enemy of all time. Bigger Constantine.
Can you explain who this person is and why he seems to have the same name as you?
He's me, just +1. I can't beat him. He's the only foe I could not have beaten.
What history do you have with this man?
Lots.
All right.
Gold panties are
So, Big Constantine, go ahead, just for the sake of the game and for exposition, go ahead and give me a history check as to what you kind of remember and what pops to mind immediately. Like I said, this is just for exposition. You don't have to explain anything you don't want to. 18. All right. So, from your time knowing Bigger Constantine, your first meeting was that day at the fight several decades ago. This guy was an orphan who that day decided to act on his obsession with you, and he did so by stealing your identity and doing better than you in your sport. So his rivalry with you kind of felt like more, if that was possible. It felt more personal, and so night after night, fight after fight. What is it with me tonight? Holy fuck! Anyways, so one night after all this reached its head, Bigger Constantine got himself into a drunken stupor, and the end product of it was that he burnt your house down. You weren't able to chase him down before your family perished. But that is the beef you had, and that is why you live in your cave, and that's why you are withdrawn.
I hope that is imparted onto you guys.
That's a sad story.
Well, I appreciate you sharing that. It must have been hard for you to open up.
This might explain why I feel so many people.
I don't know.
Not entirely, but it provides a little insight. Now, where is this larger version of you?
Somewhere.
More specific.
I have no idea. She's a poser. You're a fucking poser.
So he's
Really is.
still Is he still looking for you?
I would assume so.
When's the last time you saw him? Have you seen him
Probably
since
the night of the
night?
fire, yeah.
Probably when he killed my family.
So,
How long ago was that?
yeah.
20
years ago,
yeah,
probably.
yeah.
So you've been running from this guy for 20 years?
Yeah.
I haven't been running. I mean, to be honest, I really haven't been running from him. I've really just been living in a cave just adjacent to my ancestral house. I gotta be completely honest. All my fucking shit is out here.
Well,
Just so you guys know, this is just a piece of the Constantine fortune.
Why don't you use
Well,
it to buy a house?
This is the most
Can-
sentimental
can
part
you-
of the Constantine fortune.
we will respect your wishes and not steal anything. Can you get some gold? Get some gold so we can buy some shit and you can buy some shit for us?
I do have a little bit of money here.
Yeah.
A little bit.
All right.
We got piles of it.
So because we haven't specified an amount, I'm going to have you roll for it. But it will be very large because, of course, that is the scenario. So what I'm going to do, roll 5 D100s. I think that'll keep it non-game breaking, but also just enough to make sense of the story.
Oh, yeah. 27.
227. Yeah, let's just say he has 227 he's willing to part with.
Yeah, 227,000 gold.
That's it?
That's whatever.
Yeah, that's gonna add us. Sorry, guys.
All right.
Sorry, guys. This money isn't currency we can really use.
Alright,
All right.
well, what time is it?
Yeah, so it's probably a little bit after 9 o'clock. Night has fallen. You guys have shelter, but everyone go ahead and give me a wisdom check or an insight check as we're thinking about going to bed.
Seems like a gross place. 16.
I think y'all will be fine because this is something the group needs to know, but it is what it is.
Wait, what is it? What are we rolling?
Insight or, what did I say, wisdom? Yeah. 16? Okay, cool. Well, regardless, as long as one of y'all did it, it is important, perhaps, that you think about someone keeping watch in the night. You guys are still kind of in the wild.
I had a thought. Perhaps someone should keep watch because the night is dark.
Thanks for
Oh,
volunteering.
I guess. Fine.
Big Constantine, are there blankets in here? Are
I
there
mean, I just
pillows?
sort of sleep. We can make a little fire if we want.
Yeah.
Why are we trying to stay here? He gets in the fire draw essentially.
Oh, we have someone watching for us. Alright, fine, whatever.
Do you have a
Just sit in
like,
the ground, sit in the ground. I'll keep you warm. That's all I got for you.
do you have a chair I can sit on while I keep watch?
You can make a pile.
I got a little, I got a little,
Gold chair.
I got a gold chair.
I will
Sure,
forge
yeah.
I have a gold
the
chair.
out of gold. Then I'll take the gold chair.
Perfect. All right, so Ivarn is, Ivarn's the one keeping
I
watch?
keep watch.
Lovely. Are you three doing anything before we go to bed?
Well, hold on.
Look at
Am
my
I keeping
blanket.
watch the entire night?
Not necessarily.
Wake me up and switch halfway.
Okay, so what this will mean mechanic-wise for you two is that you both will get short rests. You two will both get a full rest. Is that okay?
I mean, it makes sense.
All right, so Ivarn is first then, right? Okay. Big Constantine, Wilbis, and Eowyn, you guys all settle down. Wilbis, what are you doing with Tobuscus in the night?
I'm making a little bed out of the gold coins for him.
Awesome, all right? So you scoot some gold coins around your little pet badger, and he nestles to sleep in this little pile you've made him. Ivarn, you sit out at the lip of this cave that you guys walked in from, and of course you're gonna roll something. So go ahead and roll me a d4. And you're gonna want to do this with advantage, actually. Yeah, do it with advantage.
There are no blankets in the sleeping? No stilts?
Well, I got a 4 anyways. That's it.
A 4? Okay.
Honestly.
Yeah. So as you look out into the night, it is pretty much like Andrew said. There's not much. Of course, this is new landscape for you to be out in the wild in, so you do take note of the different sounds of wildlife and the different trees and whatnot. It's quite scenic, and you're able to enjoy it. But it's uneventful. Eventually, you're able to wake up Big Constantine, I assume, unless you want to do something during your watch.
Yeah. I'll just wake him up,
Perfect.
and then I will converse with him once he wakes up. Right. I go to sleep.
All right. You feel Ivarn shake you awake.
Yo,
Alright.
it's your turn.
Warm spot for you right here.
Thanks. You have any weapons or armor around here that I can perhaps?
You have nothing?
I have stuff. But I'm looking to upgrade.
You can take a look. You can take a look. I'll allow it based upon what you bring.
Hold on. Can I do a wisdom check to see, or a history, whatever, the insight check, whatever check I need to find out what like copper guards are seen as outside of the Twin Cities? Because that's the armor I'm wearing.
Sure. I guess that would be a wisdom check. Or if you could argue for something, I'm sure that would be fine too. Whatever you prefer.
Okay, I got 12.
12. So you have this copper armor on, and you know that generally speaking, some of the Copper Knights actually live in Woodhollow. They're not necessarily a rich profession, so they're not like on top of Woodhollow living in the castles like your friend, but they're respected to a certain extent. They don't hold as much authority, to be sure.
So would it still be beneficial to be wearing this armor, essentially?
For now, I would think so, yes.
Okay. Anywho. Do you have any armor or anything? Because I kind of want other armor in case I can't be a copper guard.
You want the Constantine family armor?
Well, I'm not asking for all that. I'm just asking if you have anything else in your possession that
I mean,
can
the
tide me over.
the only thing armor-wise you got here is the Constantine family armor.
Well, why don't you wear the Constantine family armor?
I kind of am. I kind of wear my own version of it.
Yeah, you've got your own kind of
Well,
family.
the monk version,
Yeah, it's like
if I'm
their
not wearing
fighting
armor,
fits.
If I'm not wearing armor, I get bonuses.
Okay.
So I can't wear armor.
Okay. Well, then I won't steal your family. In that case, it was an uneventful night. Keep watch. I'm going to sleep.
Alright, Big Constantine, this point, it's probably, I guess, about 1 or 2 in the morning. So go ahead and roll me just a d4, no advantage. 4? Nice. All right. So as you're resting slightly, I guess it's kind of meditative for you, you look out onto this very familiar land, and unlike Ivarn, you do not feel comfort. You just feel ready to leave. Eventually the sun rises and you see it a little bit more clearly, and you feel that slightly more, but nothing happened that night, and everything was okay at the end of the day. The sun rises, and you guys are back. What is up in the morning?
Walk back in. Wake up Ivarn. How was the best spot in the cave last night?
I mean, I slept pretty well. My arthritis doesn't seem to hurt any more than it did when I went to sleep.
Well, speaking of, let's go ahead and roll your arthritis check. It's kind of like an overnight thing, the way I'm playing it. Every morning you gotta...
We'll retcon my description. 2.
Oh,
best friend cave did
God.
not treat you well.
So, yeah, that's exactly it. The rocks, the flour sack, it was not your friend last night. You feel rough. You have disadvantage on anything strength or speed related today.
Do I have to pay that, or is that just like something to keep in mind?
I'll just keep it in track, yeah.
It was shit, man.
Each their own, though.
I don't know how you can sleep on that. I need a more comfortable bed.
Then you could have watched the whole night, bro. I would have slept sound. I would have gotten the best sleep of my life. Best sleep as a reason.
Hey, it was comfortable. But just because it's comfortable doesn't mean it's good for my arthritis.
Cool. Alright, Eowyn, Wilbis, you two doing anything in the morning, or just...
I get woken up by Tobuscus falling on my face.
Go ahead and give me a perception check as you're sleeping.
I got 5.
5. Okay, hang on. Dude, this is you guys are not off to a great start tonight. Oh my god! Take 4 damage. Kind of like exactly how Eowyn was woken up by Bernie's raven a few nights prior. You wake up to a very firm bite. Tobuscus has gotten quite hungry in the night, and he bites you for 4 damage, goes, "Hey!" and just kind of is mad at you. But good morning, Wilbis.
Yeah, no,
You got a little nasty thing.
can I kill myself?
With the book? Yeah, go ahead and roll 3d8s.
Are you sure you want to use that now?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can use it 3 times per day.
Oh, I forgot. Okay.
Yeah, right now it's like 7.
You just put a long rest.
Yeah, but that's only first.
Alright, so you leave it? Alright.
Yeah.
Awesome. Eowyn, you up to anything?
He's just a little grumpy.
A little grumpy? Alright.
That's it.
Cool. So no one had a particularly fantastic night, which is, I guess you had the best night.
Pretty good night.
Yeah, I guess Big Constantine had an okay
I
night.
mean, like, the part with 227 gold, but...
Almost horns.
Awesome. All right. So you guys once again have your lay of the land. I will say the main road and where Big Constantine's old house are two different ways. You guys could go back towards the road or back towards his house. Either way, it would be ultimately eastbound, but they're two different pathways. You guys can also, of course, go into the wild, go a different way, whatever you'd like. So what's the move?
We should get to Woodhollow.
I think in that I guess we could use that.
Did you just speak English?
Yeah.
You guys don't want to hit my house again?
I mean, do you want us to hit your house on the way?
Do you want to visit that place?
There might be stuff there, but...
Good
I
thing?
don't know.
Bad thing?
Big Constantine, go ahead and give me a history check.
There's something there.
Foul memories.
10. So you can't recall what items might be there, but there is something you would like to do there.
Shall we go get some closure? Look at your burnt down house?
Wait. When's the last time you were there?
Yeah, you might visit intermittently. That's up to you, yeah.
Sometimes walk it.
Do you think that you said bigger Constantine is still looking for you?
He hasn't been around here. I've been living here, I haven't seen him.
Alright, so you guys are heading towards the Constantine Manor. What remains? Alright, so once again, Big Constantine kind of leads the way. This time he leads you kind of down this cliffside away from the road. A little bit more towards the north of where you guys are going, towards this big house. As you guys are walking, you do note how just expansive this territory is. It seems that there are just acres and acres upon apple orchards, peach orchards. Unfortunately, you can tell that this was probably run by gnomes, but you still are in awe of the operations here. At one point,
In case of fruit?
feel free,
Oh,
yes.
like grapes?
Sure thing. Go ahead and roll me a d4? Or no, well, let's see. What's the goal? Are you just trying to get like one or two? You trying to store
Well,
up?
like enough for like the group, I guess. Like, some breakfast.
Snack as you go? Okay.
Here's some breakfast.
Yeah, I guess you guys wouldn't have to roll for that if it's that casual. Yes, you guys are picking some fruit off the trees, just kind of snacking as you guys, it's been a minute since you've eaten, I guess. So you guys are enjoying the fruits of Constantine Manor. At one point, you guys pass by this very dilapidated wooden shack. It seems that there are some plants growing in pots inside of it that just overgrew from the inside out. Wilbis, go ahead and make me a perception check with advantage. Wow. It's a gnome-sized house. As you're walking up towards Constantine Manor, you guys are able to take in what those little columns that Eowyn saw last night were. And this is what is left standing of Constantine Manor. It's a very, very large estate, very brick and mortar, but you can tell that the bricks kind of only cover the foundation and lower stories of it, because as you go up, the bricks become a little bit more few, and you can see singe marks on the columns that were supporting the house at one time. So really what you're looking at is a one-story ruin. As you guys enter to and fro, you're able to walk between doorways, past walls, and into rooms. You're still able to generally get the layout of the house. You can figure out the kitchen and all that stuff, but really there isn't all that much there. This place seems to be cleared up. If anyone wants to make an investigation check to find anything specific, you can, but Big Constantine, what are you doing? Cool. So, Big Constantine, you eventually make your way to the entryway of your manor, what was formerly the entryway of your manor. And the floor is now from wood become marble. And encased into this marble, you see colored stones that make this same family sigil that you saw in the back of the cart that your father drew in the dirt that day. It's your house sign. And you look at it, and as you step onto it, you feel at home. You feel like valuable once again, and this little symbol seems to greet you in an unspoken way.
Investigation.
Yeah, go ahead. Do an investigation check or an arcana check with advantage. So as you kind of look down at this symbol on the floor, you feel the amulet that you stole from the back room of Zippy's cafe almost pulsate around your neck. And this symbol picks up on the light that this necklace is reflecting in the sun. And you feel these two things almost pulling towards each other. And what you do is you perform a silent ritual that you've done several times before. There's no movement to it. Of course, there's no words to it. But once you stop looking at the symbol, you look up around nature and around the ruined walls, and you feel this necklace is willing to be directed. What are you doing?
Take it off.
Okay. All right. So you have this necklace. As you take it off, it feels not necessarily different in your hand, but something is different about it. And as you put it in your pocket, Eowyn, you rolled an investigation check, right? A 1. Okay, yeah. It's more of the same. In fact, you feel like you guys need to move on now, is what you feel. Is anybody else doing anything in the ruins of this estate? What are you doing?
There's a little tiny safe maybe around here that might have survived the fire.
Go ahead and roll me a sheer luck check.
We'll see. What is that, 20?
Just a d20. Yeah, if it's a 1 through a 5, you might be able to find something. Nat 20? You gotta do that, yeah. Alright, so as you guys are about to leave, Big Constantine, something moves you to go through the front entrance for once. You usually go out the back way because that's where your cave is, but after doing this ritual, you feel ceremonious. And as he leads you guys down these steps, you see him trip on the very last one, which is abnormal for someone so athletic. But as you guys look down, you see beneath that concrete stair is a small wooden box. Yeah, what are we doing?
Is it the safe?
Take a little peek.
The wooden safe that survived?
It's just a little, it's a wooden box.
It was under hardwood. It was under hardwood.
It's under, this is the concrete steps out front. Just kind of cracked.
This is Constantine concrete.
Alright, so, Eowyn, you said you opened it?
What? I mean, I
Or no?
will open it.
Alright, oh yeah, go ahead and roll me just a d20 again.
Ah.
6. Yeah, there's 6 gold.
Are
See,
there gold panties in there?
there are no gold
The
panties in
gold
this
bra?
one.
The
No.
matching set?
No, but there is a little pin-up photo on the top, kind of tucked under the lid, so there's kind of that.
It's Mrs. Constantine.
It's yeah. So you see a picture of Big Constantine's mom, Thick Constantine, and it seems she's got like the Pixar. Need I say more?
Who's that babe in there? I
I quickly slammed the box closed.
It's on my fingers.
Awesome. All right. So are you guys heading back towards Woodhollow then?
I guess, yeah.
Lovely. All right. Well, if you guys are going out this front way, it'll still take you back to the main road at some point. As you guys are walking that way, though, who has the highest passive perception amongst you all?
I got 9 in good.
All right. So as you guys are walking, the orchards and the layout of all this farmland is reflective in the front like it is in the back. But Eowyn, as you look to the left, exiting, you see somewhere out in the distance 3 little what seem to be gravestones somewhere out in the orchard.
Well, how's everyone dispersed right now? Are we all just kind of like leisurely walking away as a group? Are we all together? Well, I'd like to hit Big Constantine on the shoulder and just kind of jerk my chin and thumb in that direction. Not really asking anything, just be like, sorry, what?
I can't see those Constantine right now.
Oh, shit. That's
yeah.
rough, buddy.
That was kind of heartless, actually. Like, I can't believe you did that. Ivarn disapproves of that.
Ivarn disapproves of what?
That you were trying to get him to see his dead sibling.
I wonder what that was, actually.
Oh, what are these gravestones on your
Can you
face?
not see the gravestone that says Little
It's,
Constantine?
I can't see it, it's on the top of the hill.
Yeah, well,
Does it mean I can read that?
Might thick Constantine be buried up there too?
Oh my god.
the necrophile.
You know, any necromancy spells get.
Cool. Alright, so you guys leave Constantine Manor. We have about 6 hours left in this walk, if we are indeed walking, which equates to one more travel roll. So we'll have Wilbis do it this time, because I feel like you haven't rolled all that much today. This is just a D12.
Yeah, he is going to do this too.
Pillage and
1. No, 8.
It'd be crazy if you got a 1. Oh, interesting. You said 8?
Yeah, 8.
All right. So as you guys are walking, first of all, this is still, once again, a very uneventful day. It seems to be, once again, trending to be a little bit colder. As you're walking, you're looking at the trees, the leaves falling. Eventually, Wilbis, as you're coming down a hill, you notice that there's a tree particularly close to the side of the road that has 3 javelins sticking into it. Go ahead and give me either an insight check or a perception check. 17. It seems that someone probably was using this tree for target practice, but you might be able to get them out of the tree and still use the javelins.
I take them. I want them.
Yeah.
Alright, so you want to take those javelins
I
out?
want those javelins.
Alright, so it will be a little bit harder than that. These are stuck into the tree, and you don't know how long they've been there. So there are a total of 3 stuck into the trunk. Go ahead and roll me 1 dexterity check. Just Ivarn, if you're the one taking it.
Yeah, you draw mine.
Yeah, if you want to roll 3 dexterity checks in a row, you can.
4.
4, okay, and then
12.
12, okay. 6. All right, so you pull the first one out. It seems to be just the blade and nothing else. It's not useful. You can't throw it. The second one, with some resistance, you're able to pull that one out of the stump. The last one, you can't even really get it to budge. You're pulling out some of the feathers at the end of it, but it's not really moving all that much. Yeah, you're able to salvage one of these javelins from the trunk of the tree. But yeah, once again, it's a pretty peaceful day. Is anybody doing anything?
Sometimes they have feathers. Fine. We just always make them with Woodhollow.
Yeah. Cool. Is anybody doing anything while we're on the road? This is the last real wild we'll get before we are in the town.
Do this.
Take a piss?
I'll let Tobuscus go eat something.
You let Tobuscus go eat something.
Or maybe I'll like snap or something.
Yeah, give me some of the fruit that we've been passing.
Tobuscus?
Yeah.
Climb a tree and look around.
Sure thing. Eowyn, go ahead. I'll say you guys are probably pretty damn close to the town at this point. So go ahead and roll me a perception check or whatever it is. Yeah, I guess perception would really be the only thing too. Maybe investigation. 21. All right. Cool. So you look out, and you actually see you guys are a lot closer than you originally thought. It seems that the trees might have just been a little bit overgrown, but you're able to get a decent look at all of the shops in Woodhollow. For starters, you see a small store. It has a big sign over it. While you can't make out exactly what this store sells, you can tell they're having a closing sale. There's also another shop. This one is a little bit more colorfully painted. This one, go ahead and give me a history check for it.
A 4.
4. You don't recognize it, but it seems pretty common. There's also a large tower. You see some ravens flying in and out of it. You can assume it's a ravenry.
They look menacing?
You can't tell from this distance, but there is a variety of birds coming in and out. There's also a stables there and some kind of bar.
I love bars.
Gnarly. But yeah, that's what you see. What else are you doing? That's it?
Is that else in the woods? In any other direction?
Not anything to be wary of, no. Anybody else doing anything?
I say let's just go get to the shops, I guess.
Lovely. All right. So you guys walk, eventually coming into this small town. It is a very small town. This is the small kind of merchant center of the area between Gondale and the Eastborough of the Twin Cities. It is a little bit more on the wealthier side, but it's not very populated. These shops are very few and far between, and there's just a very good variety of folks here. So as y'all are looking around, is there anything you guys are looking for in specific? Sure thing.
Check that out.
Closing sale. All right. So as you look in, of course, the sale is what draws your eye. And as you approach it, you notice that this is actually a bookstore. This is a bookstore called Wordsmith's Bookstore. They're having a big closing sale. Go ahead and give me a history check with advantage, Big Constantine. 16. So, while it's been a minute since you've been in this part of the world, you think it's a little bit odd that the Wordsmiths would be selling this place. The Wordsmiths, kind of similar to you, are a rich family that's been around this area for quite some time. They were that mother-son couple in the flashback that we saw earlier. So they've owned this store for a while, and selling books is obviously very important to them. Their last name is fucking Wordsmith. So you think it's odd that they're closing, but you do know the owners to an extent.
Mother-son couple.
I don't think you'd have any reason to know. If you want to make an insight.
But that's what you said. You said the mother son.
No, they were like the mother-son couple, as in.
The two.
They were together.
Two sons.
Not like
Yeah, they were together. They weren't. No, they are not dating.
romantic.
They're not
No.
romantic. Perfect. I've been meaning to get books for the team.
It's a true concern for the community to close it. True concern for the community.
Perfect. So you guys open up the door to this shop, and you guys are greeted by a kind of depressing sight, admittedly. When it said closing sale, it seems that this sale is on its last legs. The shelves are empty. It's a small store, but very well loved. You can see there's paint all over the walls of it, some of it older than other murals. But it is pretty desolate in there. There is notably one crate sitting at this table, and also sitting at the table, there is a human man who wears his hair in a small black ponytail behind his head. Big Constantine, you know this is Oscar Wordsmith. This is one of the kids of the town that you grew up in. He wasn't quite your age, he was a little bit younger than you growing up, but he looks up and goes, "Oh, hello there, how can I help you?" Alright, so he's gonna just roll to see if he does. Should I? Oh, that's no matter. It's, my name is Wordsmith, but, well, that might not matter much in a few weeks. Either way, welcome to the store.
What's happening?
Well, then we're closing up. Essentially what it is that, it used to be me and my mom running this place, and, while we liked selling books, she got old, she got kind of sick recently, and,
How close would you say you were with your mother?
well, I mean, well, let's say you know your mother, right?
No.
Oh. He kind of looks around at you guys and goes, well, if any of you can relate, I'm sure it's just a normal relationship. I mean, she happened to own the bookstore. Of course, I work in the place my family owns, but...
So what do you say? The bookstore died with her? You can't carry this?
Oh, she's not dead.
Oh,
She's alive, and
what are
unfortunately...
you talking about in the past tense?
Go ahead and give me an insight check. 7. Yeah, you're confused, but he looks at you and goes, well, like I said, she's quite sick. Furthermore, the reason why I'm closing up...
Damn shame.
I agree. Hey, if you think it's bad for you and the customers, just think about how I feel. It's horrible. She's not the woman she used to be. And, well, either way, it's gonna be alright, because I'm closing up the bookstore, and I'm gonna take over sort of the family mantle, and I'll be moving up to the castle we have in a while. To be honest, I don't know. She's very frail. She seems quite old, if that makes sense, just mentally as well as physically. She never seemed that way before. Look, either way, look, are you here to buy books?
Let's cut to the chase. Do you have any wizard books for wizards?
Alright, so he kind of scoots this, actually, wait, no, go ahead and give me a persuasion check real quick with disadvantage.
Disadvantage?
Yeah, and we're about to see why.
15 and 12.
12. He goes, huh, bold of the gnome to make commands, but I guess at this point it doesn't really matter. And he scoots this crate that was to the side of him, right directly in front of you guys, and goes, well, I've got to tell you, the sale's been going on for a while, so I don't have a lot of stock, but you're welcome to anything you can find in there.
Erotic literature.
I've got a few requests. See if you could perhaps help me out with.
Well, I guess that depends on what you're looking for. So I'm gonna pause real quick here. For the sake of funness, for the rule of cool, this is gonna be kind of like a roll for what you get situation here. So what I've done is there are 4 books in this crate. What those 4 books depends on how you guys roll. They could have significance, they could be ironic, they could be somewhere between the two, depending on how you roll. But this is kind of a similar situation to how you got Tobuscus and all that. So he looks at you and goes, well, you're welcome to reach in and see what you find.
Okay, we reach in.
I'll take one.
All right.
Let's all reach in.
Cool. All right. We'll have Ivarn. You go first, just because you seem to be the one who's most enthusiastic about it. So you guys see Ivarn reach his hand deep into this crate. Go ahead and roll me a d4. What'd you get? 3. Nice. So Ivarn, you pull out what seems to be a relatively new book. It's a leather-bound book, and it has some gold writing on the front of it. It seems to be published by the Rovanna Academy of Magic. Typically, these are more kind of groundbreaking magic type articles in your experience. As you look at it, you see the title has to do with books that are imbued with blood magic. Anyways, you see this information and you tuck that book aside. For now, I'll say we'll get into this in a second. Go ahead and roll me your D for Big Constantine.
Look, 4.
4? Okay, let's see here. So, Big Constantine, you're actually a little bit surprised. As you reach in, you feel, first of all, that the variety in what's in this box might be a little more than just books. First of all, you saw Ivarn pull out some kind of scientific journal. But what you pull out is actually a single piece of paper. You come across the Woodhollow Public Bounty Log. There is some legislation in the Twin Cities recently, by Chudley Suite, of course, that required that bounty hunters that are operating in the West have to make their bounties public, or at least bounties that are like started in the West. So you pull that out once again, you kind of tuck it aside. Eowyn, what are you gonna roll? Go ahead and do a D4. A 1. You pull out a small book, but it is one of the first real books you see. You see a very poorly drawn cartoon half-elf on the cover, and on the cover is the words, How to be a Team Player 101. And that's all you get. You can flick through it, but there's some stuff in there you can learn from or not. Wilbis, you reach in. These are all Danny's suggestions, by the way. Give credit where it's due. 3. All right. So, oh my God, this was an interesting one for you. So Wilbis, you kind of reach into the box at first, and you feel nothing. You're like, holy fuck, these assholes took the last couple books from the entire store, but then you feel a little bit of paper at the bottom. And you're like, fuck, you're a gnome. You have to like kind of jump to get to it. So you reach around the box and you grab it by the edges and hop up in an effort to see what's in it. And as it lifts above you, you see a picture of your ex-wife. Anyways, Ivarn, this book that you pulled out, it's a scientific article about these books that have sprung up relating to blood magic. So what these are, there are these books How they're made is not terribly known in nature, but they've been discovered several times throughout the world, specifically 3 times. The first book that they discovered along these lines that had the capability for blood magic within itself as an item was discovered in Hell. So there was this instance led by the Rovanna Academy of Magic, where several wizards in training went to Hell. After there was this big war of the gods, they figured out that the Demon King, the one that had replaced this big tyrannical Dark Lord god, Asmodeus, his replacement wanted to kind of fill Asmodeus' shoes a little bit. And so in order to proactively prevent another war of the gods, these wizards, including Corin Sureheart, this guy you heard about from the East Borough, they went to Hell and they killed this Demon King, and they discovered one of these books. Now this book seemed to be a work in progress. Generally, it was a link between Hell and the material plane. There was another one that was found in Verlany. Now, in Verlany, the book that they found there was being used by an old regime as an effort to maintain power. This book was associated with the Demon King Arthritis. Now, there is one discrepancy in the book that mentions that so far there has been one book for each king of the demons. However, there has not been a book found for Asmodeus just yet. Big Constantine, you look at this public bounty log, and it's pretty low activity these days. It seems Woodhollow, just from general assessment being back in the town, is a little bit more on the decline, not alarmingly so, but it's not busy, and especially not in bounty hunting. There are 2 entries on there. One of them is for this guy named Rance. They call him Rance of the Mountain. He's investigating some kind of magical goods stealing operation that's happening in the woods outside of town. But much more noticeably, you see your own name. You see that someone has paid Bigger Constantine to kill you. Anyways, Wilbis, you see this picture of your ex-wife. You guys all had so much shit happen. You see this picture of your ex-wife at the bottom of this box. And the more you look at it, you realize that this is not just a picture of her, it's an excerpt from an article. And once again, it seems there's some kind of funnel between the Academy of Magic and this bookstore because this is published once again by them. It seems this is an article actually praising your ex-wife. Praising her, however, though, for negotiating with the goblins in her area and achieving a temporary peace in the swamplands. So yeah, you guys see all that? Is anybody...
Throwing my book at Ivarn.
That's it. Alright, Bigger Constantine keeps
Fuck
doing
out of
that
my
for us.
face.
Oh, I need
Being
to
jocular.
Hold on. Well, first off, did we pay for these books? Come on.
Not yet.
So we're still like...
So this guy, Oscar, looks up at you guys and goes, all right, well, is there anything there you'd be interested in keeping?
All of them.
No,
How much for all?
not mine.
Well, usually these would be 10 apiece. I honestly didn't realize that one of them was a newspaper and one of them was just a flyer, so admittedly I'll deduct the price for that.
Yeah, this is easily worth 2 gold.
Yeah, I'd say we'll call it, let's just call it 10 gold for the lot.
Alright, take it.
No, take this back.
I'll probably 10 gold.
Show your goddamn mouth. You were...
I literally don't need this.
You were reading this.
I don't need this.
You literally need
It
this.
probably
We're
says
taking
nothing
it.
in it.
Just
We're
look
taking
at
either way. We're taking either way.
I don't need
We'll support the community.
I'll take it.
one. I could.
I need some... I ran out of picture. I'll
I
give
know
you
what
10
you
gold.
did.
Alright, so you guys slide this 10 gold across the counter, and he looks up at you guys and goes, well, if I'm being honest with you, you all seem to be, forgive me for saying this, you guys seem to be armed. Everybody give me an insight check. He seems to be very worried about what he's about to say, a little bit apprehensive.
A solid 3.
Alright.
3 as well.
Wow. So you 3, you turn around, you're about to go with your books. And then Wilbis, you look and see this guy is reaching for you guys, like he's about to say something right as everybody else turns around. He goes, wait. Would you mind helping me out, maybe?
With what?
For a price.
Oh.
For a price.
Hold on. Can we all like turn around dramatically and like cross our arms and be like,
Fingers crossed.
heads? What do you need?
Well, I honestly just don't know that much about running things. And to be perfectly honest with you, I'm worried that my mother, who has to sign documents today, might not be in a good state of mind to do that. And I'll be perfectly honest, she's hired this lawyer. I don't really know him all that well, but I just want to make sure he's not pulling one over us.
Who's this lawyer?
I don't know what his name is. It's like Howard Hamlin or something like that.
Where's he coming?
That's the one, Broward Ramblin'.
Broward Ramblin'?
That's right.
With the
billboards
with
around?
the billboards, and he has his own fucking color. Was it Ramlindigo blue?
That's right.
And,
Ramlindigo red.
yeah, Ramlindigo.
That's right.
Oh, okay. That color. I know about him.
All right, go ahead and give me. Yeah, go ahead and give me a history check. Once again, this is kind of what.
Bounced off different ideas, and then you were like, "Oh, let's do this, so it's better." But history.
This is history check. Once again, this is something your character would know, but it's just for the sake of the group's exposition.
When is Broward Ramblin' gonna be here?
Well, I think he's probably going to be here. Well, he's not going to be in the bookstore, for starters. I was going to ask you guys if you'd be willing to come up to Wordsmith Hill with me and make sure that the signing of these documents when my mother doesn't leave the house anymore. God bless her soul. Moradin bless her soul. Forgive me.
That can be arranged. I have a very soft spot in my heart for the geriatric community.
Well, someone taking advantage of her is my worry here.
Yeah, mine as well.
So... Fuck, what was that? Oh, history check for you, right? So Broward Ramblin' is this practicing attorney of sorts that used to work in Verlany, where Ivarn is from. So he is notorious for helping bounty hunters, specifically with helping them keep their earnings. He's kind of a no-nonsense guy, sprung up maybe like 20 years ago, 15 years ago. He's been on the scene for a while. He hasn't been practicing in Woodhollow for a long time, so Big Constantine, he's new to you. Ivarn, you definitely recognize the name. But he is a reputable guy.
Do I know him at all in person?
You have not interacted with him before on a face-to-face level.
Right. I've heard of this guy.
Well, yeah, I worry that, and he seems decent enough. But I feel like when bureaucracy is involved, that's why we moved out of the Eastboro in the first place, right? We just want to have our land and our farms and
Yeah.
Sell our books.
Yeah.
Now, do you have intentions on maybe restarting the bookstore in a few years?
Well, unfortunately, I've had to put my life on the wayside a bit. This was something I'd be passing down to my children, but I haven't had the time to find a woman, time for anything other than running the store. Now that my mom's sick, I can't do anything other than run it for her. She's at home.
Now that you're gonna be rid of this bookstore, what's the first thing you're gonna do?
I guess clean up the castle we have, Wordsmith Hill.
You have a castle, but you're getting rid of the bookstore?
So do you need this bookstore?
I think you really
Oh, this bookstore is how we got the castle. We've always...
So how will you have a
wait,
castle
wait,
without
wait.
the bookstore?
Well, it's our property.
Oh, so it's done, paid for.
It's paid for. We don't pay it. Yeah, we built it.
So how are you gonna pay for anything? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Our taxes are...
You just gonna clean it up and sit in it?
Well, I don't know. We have some farmland around the castle. It's not... we have ways.
Oh, you're a farmer?
Well, we have money saved up. We're an ancient house. Wordsmith.
I looked at that.
This guy is terrible financial literacy. You got any books on that here?
Look, we don't have any books at all anymore. You guys just bought last of them, and half of them were only papers.
This book sucks.
Go ahead and give me an intimidation check if you really want to.
No. Leave this guy alone.
Going broke.
17.
17. He goes, you know what? Fine. Take it. Throws the
So you don't need this money.
I don't need any of the money. It was symbolic.
You know it's symbolic, this refund.
Wow.
Can I hold up a picture of Maple Man and say, do you know what she did to me?
I typically, like I said, I don't typically talk to gnomes.
Oh, whoa!
You can talk to this gnome.
Wow.
Leave this guy alone. Let's go see his mother.
Well, I've got to say, I'm not going to be leaving here for...
I feel unmotivated.
Hmm?
I feel like you're unmotivated.
Well, I mean, if you had an ancestral castle, I bet you'd be pretty unmotivated too. And he looks at you and kind of goes, and then, yeah.
So I'm rather motivated.
Well, here's the thing. If you guys, you can think about it, you can talk about it, whatever. I'm not going to be leaving here for a while anyways, so if you guys want to come back, we can touch base later on. But
What time should that
Nightfall.
maybe about an hour or two from now.
Hypothetically, would this
Right now, it's
process-
like 1 in the afternoon.
What are we gonna
Yeah.
do for 2 hours?
Would this whole process be easier if your mother were to just pass on?
Oh.
I don't think so in the slightest, no. Because I'm gonna be taking over. I'm gonna be taking over the responsibility, and she's gonna still be alive.
Well-
She's alive right now. I'm just officially doing this. I'm taking this step.
Let's say she wasn't. Would it be easier for you?
No, it would be much harder because then I'd have to plan burying her and.
Alright.
We'll take care of it.
Look, I just don't want any more hassle about this, and I just maybe having an armed presence might,
You just expect us to stand there and...
Oh no, just ensure that. No, I don't want anyone to get hurt. I just want to make sure that everything is fair, and you guys seem to be worldly.
What if he's pulling one over on your mom? Do you want us to kill him?
Yeah, what's the plan of
Well, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Do you think you would maybe want us to kill him if that was the case?
How much are you paying us for this?
How do you feel about it?
Well, I mean, I guess what we'd pay would depend on if we have to kill the guy, but I don't want him to die. I don't want anyone to die. I just want this situation to be over.
But you know this
Sick of having to deal with all this bureaucracy.
Let's do it.
You don't know.
I think you're a little too murder happy here, amigo. Let's take this a step back. We're just
Well, look, the
trying-
lawyer. I'll be clear. The lawyer isn't the problem. I just don't understand the things he does. So I want to make sure that I'm not being scammed.
I can ensure that.
Well, that would be lovely. Now, I have, like I said, we have this ancestral money, so we can discuss payment. We can discuss whatever. But of course, given the fact that I don't know exactly what you guys will be doing, I don't want to set a price if you guys are just going to be, forgive me, but eating my food, sitting in my hall.
Wait, we're being catered?
Oh, please. This is a whole affair. We can feed you, wine you, dine you.
And sign
Wait,
it.
lodgings?
Let's just
And
do it.
breakfast?
Let's just do it now.
Let's talk about bed first, and then we'll get to breakfast.
He wants
No,
to-
Well, I have to close up the shop. Give me a moment here, and perhaps you all might want to do some shopping as well. I don't know.
All right, let's go shop some more. I have some wares to purchase.
All right, cool. So as you guys walk out into this city square, well, it's not a city, it's a town square, I guess. So it's a little bit smaller. There's only a couple of shops in there that you all haven't really looked into all that much. There's this big painted chain shop. Ivarn, you would know this store as a Verlinese Winds. Essentially, they are these stores that are designed with the intention of bringing northern technology down to the south and the west and central Rovanna, innovations that come typically from your hometown. That being said, as you look out in front of the store, it seems that there is a paradigm of those technologies sitting directly in front of the store, because in front of it there is a giant dark metal colored automated bull. It has huge horns and it's kind of walking about in circles, admittedly. Kind of similar to, like, in design, the automaton that y'all saw in the shipping facility. Clearly the same processes were used in making it. But you see that store. You guys see a stable. You guys see a ravenry. You see a little bar called the Woodhollow. As well as a stand with a halfling woman that says closed on it.
I want to see if this Berlinese tech store.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys going there? Everybody going there?
Let's do that. Let's do it. What do you call it?
Alright.
Check every store on there.
Absolutely. Alright, cool. So you guys walk into this Verlinese Winds, first of all, and you see this very fat halfling man behind a glass counter. He has a big mustache that wraps around his cheekbones. He goes, "Hello there! How can I help you all out?"
What?
It's a me!
What do you sell here?
Well, this is a Verlinese Winds. You never heard of this?
I need a refresher.
I got the rights to buy a store here, and I built the various shelves and whatnot. So there's some technology items
So
here.
you're not Berlinese yourself.
Good price. Price is good. Very good. Take a look.
Like, what kind of technology is sold here?
Verlinese technology.
iPhones.
Take a look. Price is good.
Can I buy some of this Verlinese
All
technology?
right. Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Do you know anything about this technology?
I know everything and nothing.
10.
I know price is good. 10, you said? So as you look, one thing does stand out to you.
Hold on. Should I get advantage because I am from Verlinese?
Sure.
10.
10? Oh shit, okay. So yeah, it's still, one thing really does pique your interest. And you see, admittedly the most obviously displayed item, you see a giant rifle sitting above the counter here. It seems to be this pretty steampunk looking device. It's got a very nice looking kind of yellowish gold wood grain to it with a bronze barrel. You can tell it's long, so it's probably more so for distance combat, but nonetheless, that does pique your interest.
How much for this?
Oh, good price on that one. That one is a hunting rifle, just 250 gold.
Not the best price I've ever heard, I'll tell you that much.
But good price.
Listen, my friend, I'm from Berlin.
Oh!
From where?
And he looks at you and goes, I am not!
Where I come from, that rifle, 150 gold, no more.
Go ahead and give a persuasion check or maybe intimidation, deception, whichever you want to go with.
16.
Ah, real Verlinese bounty hunter. I cut you a deal. 165.
What?
Good price.
Not good enough.
Okay price. Okay price, my friend. Listen.
Okay, price.
Let me. I know how business works. I assume you don't buy it for the same price that you're gonna sell it for. So, let's do 160.
160. You all consider buy something else too.
Hold on. Just because I'm buying this
I
doesn't mean.
consider
consider
buying
that.
stuff.
Yeah, do you have
I
any
consider
smaller
that.
ones? Like a nice...
For this, better price. All four of us buy, better price.
So there is only one rifle. As far as these, yeah, as far as these stores go, it's pretty much like almost thrifted. These items are like one and done. So you kind of check these stores up to see what they've brought in that day. So the selection once again will vary from time to time. So he will give it to you for that 160 because you guys are considering buying something. So go ahead and take that out from your inventory and go ahead and add the hunting rifle. It is D&D items, so it should be able to be done pretty easily on the website. If not, let me know. Anyways, Eowyn, you're looking for a small device, right? Something that shoots or something.
Yeah, I was just... Like, if there's a big gun, is there a small gun?
Go ahead and give me an investigation check with advantage since you're kind of looking for a specific genre of item here.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, this is a crazy day for you.
Nice.
Yeah, you look around, you see what looks like there's a stick with a button in a drawer. There's a couple of other trinkets. There's like a little glass elephant. There's some small looking like knives and whatnot, but nothing of particular interest.
What is this glass elephant?
Authentic made in Verlini. They're very good elephants, Verlinese art.
Okay, now I'm going to do an investigation. Now I will further investigate. Alright, 16.
16. As you move one to kind of get a better look at it, you see one of the legs is glued on.
Does it say like made in like,
It says made in Hornclaw.
is appreciated, but I'm alright.
Okay, let's keep in mind. Big Constantine or Wilbis, go ahead and make investigation checks as well.
Both of us are
Both of y'all, yeah.
That's funny.
Nat 20?
8.
We got free
8,
stuff.
okay. So Wilbis, you're kind of in a similar boat to Eowyn, just probably trailing behind him a bit, looking around at the shelves, not picking up all that much. But Big Constantine, you're able to pick up on 2 items. For one thing, this stick that Eowyn passed by a little bit earlier that has the button in it, you are able to recognize this as an immovable rod. These are literally just like the item says. there are these small little wooden rods. You press the button on them and they're stuck in space until that button is unpressed. There's also a small suit of armor that could be used for dwarves or maybe humans. This is kind of like the Verlanese sizing. It goes between dwarves and humans. So it might, Ivarn might fit, Eowyn might fit, Wilbis would have to roll pretty damn high in order to fit. But this is like fur-coated, suited for cold.
Can I then investigate this armor?
Sure thing, yeah. Go ahead and roll investigation check. You can roll this with advantage because this is authentic.
Save that 13.
13, okay, sure. So you look at this armor and you can tell it's pretty good. It will improve your AC by more than 1. It also is authentic and a little bit on the pricier side, but a good deal.
Can I ask this guy what he says about it, the shopkeeper?
Yes, little bit of iron, little bit of wolf fur, 75 gold.
Listen, my friend. Listen, my friend.
It's a good price.
Okay, price. Like I said, I'm from Verlany, my friend. So you can't run me a fast one. I know that this sells in Verlany for no more than 25 gold.
Roll me an intimidation check again.
25.
That's a bit low.
25 is crazy. Yeah. 8. He goes, look, I can't go making good deals based off of where people are from. I don't see race, all right? I can't.
All right, then I will negotiate to 50.
50. I still lose 25. Go ahead and roll me another intimidation with disadvantage this
You sell
time.
that cost?
7.
7.
Look, it's 75 firm. I already gave you a discount on the.
All right, let me look at my wallet. Hey, big Constantine. Could I get some?
No. You have gold in your inventory.
I mean, I'm gonna take a look at that.
500 gold.
Am I gonna spend our group gold on your armor?
No, this is how much gold I have. That's a sizable portion.
Well, I'm sorry, if you want armor, that's the price.
Okay, I want to learn more about this armor. I need to be sold on this armor. I can't be dropping money left, right, and center, my friend.
All right, go ahead and give me an insight check.
Say 15.
15. So he looks at you and sees that you're reading him. He goes, can I be honest with you? I don't know shit about this. I really don't. I know that I was supposed to get 75 for it because that's what the rates were in the other stores, but to be honest, I can't sell. It's good armor. It'll add, if I had to estimate it, it would give you two points more. Just looking at you, you seem to have maybe 10, maybe 11 points, generally speaking.
I have more than that.
Well, I didn't mean, but it'll add 2 to what you have.
So is that a guarantee?
It is a guarantee. That is.
All right. Listen, my friend. I like your honesty. 65.
Raw persuasion one more time. This is not advantage, not disadvantage.
14.
Fine by me. And he looks at you and goes, oh, you real Veronese people, you're thrifty, huh? And he puts this.
Guilty as charged, my friend.
So he kind of is still, you can tell he's a nice guy. And he steps around to help you put this armor on, and he tucks the fur over and goes, oh, look at Captain Verlany over here, this guy. He steps behind the counter and.
Can I shake his hand?
Yes.
I appreciate the business, my friend.
That's right. Hey, call me Price.
Price?
That's my name.
That's his name.
Price good.
Price
That's that.
Price good?
Price good.
Well, I thought your name was Mario.
Huh?
My name was Mario.
I do not know who that is.
Oh, he said rolling first.
I almost said it, yeah. Okay, fine. Okay, what is your name then, my friend?
Price good.
What's your name is?
My name is Price good.
Yo,
Oh,
price.
okay.
Price.
All right, thank you, Mr.
Unmovable
Mr.
rod
Good.
for 20 gold.
20?
Jesus fucking Christ.
I've got to be honest with you. This is very good technology. You're not going to like what I have to say about the immovable rod. If you don't like what I had to say about the armor, you're going to hate what I had to say about the immovable
You're
rod.
gonna hate what my response is.
This
Oh.
150?
20.
Go ahead and roll. I'm assuming intimidation for this guy. 12. Oh my god, he goes.
Poor Price.
Look, the lowest I go is 100.
That's a pretty good.
That is fit. That is a third of the price.
This
Dude, I
is
gotta say that's a
so
good deal.
Useless right now.
Alright.
Dude,
I'll give you 100.
I want this
This
stick
guy's
that
giving me a hard
doesn't
time.
Wait, you could like put it in front of a door?
Yeah.
We'll never open
It is. It's one of those D&D items. It's like it could be really good. It could be really bad. Just
I
it's, yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Listen,
I'd take it for 100 gold.
All right.
this guy's acting
This
like
guy-
he's got no money.
This guy's acting like he's got no money.
I don't have no money.
Brother. Help a gnome out.
I like you gnome people.
Oh.
I do. I like you
He
gnomes.
knows how to get money out.
I'm a halfling myself.
Price good.
Price good.
What gnome-sized articles do you have?
Well, I gotta be honest with you. This store does not sell in gnome sizes. That's not to say that we never do, but Woodhollow, it's not good for you people. I'm sorry.
Understood.
Yeah. Anybody else doing anything? All right. So you guys have essentially gotten the useful stuff. There is some
I
more
can override.
trinkets and whatnot that you guys can observe, but they are all pretty much just artistic items. You guys could buy them for any weird reason that you may have.
Are any of them cool?
One of them is a frog.
What's it
That's
made
kind
of?
of cool.
What's it
Yeah,
made of?
It's glass. It's blown glass.
Start having like a caravan.
But it's blowed glass. That takes artistry. You have to respect.
Takes artistry.
How much?
For gnome friend, give me a performance check, or maybe a charisma check.
1,000 gold.
Charisma check. 9.
For gnome friend, $10.
Why do you say it like that?
Oh, sorry.
What? Why did the accent slip, my friend?
It's I'm still learning how to say. I try to achieve. I don't even know. I want to sound foreign.
What do you really sound like?
Well, really, I'm a.
No. Keep the accent. I don't care.
See,
what you
people
do.
like me better this way. It's a sales thing.
I like it.
Yes.
Work on me. So.
Yeah, it's
Alright, deal. I'll take it. I'm adding to my inventory glowed glass.
frog. 10 gold. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
Alright, so you guys have bought some stuff from there. Is anybody else visiting anywhere else?